If you're looking to buy some cheap and reliable coins, make sure you check out NHL Coin Market, link in the description, just go tax at checkout for 5% off. How's it going, guys? TaxHD here, my first ever NHL 16 video. So today, guys, EA released all their new game modes for NHL 16, as well as a bunch of new features, all kinds of stuff. So basically, I'm going to be reviewing everything. I'm sure you guys heard some of this already, but if not, I'm going to go into everything in detail, giving you guys my thoughts and opinions. First off, guys, as we expect, NHL 16 will be coming September 2015, most likely 2 weeks after the release of Madden. So once we figure out the exact release date of Madden 16, we'll know exactly when NHL 16 is going to be released. It's 2 weeks later for the last 5 years, maybe more. Also, guys, as you can see, it's only available on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, so they're making the, permanent leap to the current gen consoles. But old gen 360 and PS3 will be receiving something called NHL Legacy, which is basically NHL 15 with new rosters and new jerseys and basically like really minimalistic updates. So hopefully NHL Legacy is not the same, not a full price game, as I don't think it'd be worth it at all for 360 PS3 users, especially since NHL 15 was basically the same game as NHL 14. Hopefully no one buys that. Hopefully you guys either make the jump to Xbox One, PS4, or you just wait until you can make the jump maybe for NHL 17. But basically, guys, that's it for that first little bit of info. The next thing, guys, just says new ways to compete as a team. So basically a little brief overview of some of the game modes. You guys can see they now have 66 online team play, so you can actually play as the goalie now in NHL, which is a big step up from NHL 15. I don't think it's very I don't think it's like something that should be impressive. I think it's something that should be expected. NHL 15 obviously was a bit of a letdown in all kinds of different areas. Online couch co-op basically just means you and a friend can play online together. Again, I'm not impressed. That's something that's been in the game forever. It should have been NHL 15. EA Sports, Hockey League's back, EASHL. That's a huge update, obviously. We knew they basically didn't have the time, resources, etc. to get in NHL 15, so I'm very glad to see it's coming back in NHL 16. Next, guys, the new EASHL. So EASHL is actually getting a big update. One of the things is that there's no longer upgrading players. You're not going to start with a 50 overall guy, upgrade him to a 90 overall guy. You're now actually going to have player classes where before the game you'll choose, do you want to be a winger sniper, do you want to be a playmaking center, do you want to be a two-way defenseman, what kind of player do you want to be? So you get to choose your classes. So I guess it's almost like Call of Duty, except in all honesty it sounds like it's a step back. So instead of upgrading your guy and then choosing what kind of player he's going to be and all that, you basically just choose a player type before going to the game, and there's no ratings or anything like that. So I'm a huge fan of FIFA Pro Clubs. In Pro Club you start off with a 70-something guy, and you can choose to be whatever position you want, whatever kind of player you want to be, and then your guy upgrades over time. That's a lot of fun, upgrading your guy. That's probably half the fun, as well as playing with your friends. So now that's half EASHL is gone, in my opinion, and it's just now player classes, which is just playmaker, sniper, whatever, that already existed. So I'm not sure if maybe I'm missing something here that's very, it could be the case, but from what I'm reading, it's just EASHL without being able to upgrade your player, which is better for the casual player, but for the competitive player, I feel upgrading your guy is a lot more fun. Obviously, though, I also heard for competitive it's better, so you can just jump right into being competitive. You don't have to do the grind of upgrading your guys, so I don't know. We'll see how it works out. Right now, I'm kind of, I guess, on the fence about it. Obviously, it says, player skill and your ability as the team will now be the determining factor in wins and losses in hockey games, no longer your players overall. So like I said, I think it's part of the competitive side, but I think a lot of fun in EASHL is upgrading your guys. So we'll see how that turns out once we get more information on it. The next thing, guys, 66 online team play. I already covered it. Nothing really new here. Online team plays in NHL 15 after the update, but now you can play as the goalie, which was something that should have been done beforehand. Online couch co-op, again, just play with your friend online, again, something that should have been NHL 15. I also think this picture is kind of funny. It must be pretty old because they got the whole 2010 World Cup Spitfire roster here. They got Ryan Ellis, Greg Neems, Adam Henry, Zach Kassian. So they're just going back in the vault, I think, for that picture. Next, guys, it says a way to play for every hockey fan. So it basically just says how they have a variety of game modes. They got GM, they got NHL Pro, Fantasy, they got Ultimate Team, they got single player modes, they got ESHL. That's all that's saying. Next, we have the Be a GM player morale. So this is actually something pretty cool. It's actually a new feature. It's not something from NHL 14 that didn't make it to NHL 15 on Next Gen. So basically, guys, all it is for GM mode, your players now have a morale. So if somebody's not happy, they'll actually demand a trade, which is very cool. Never before, as far as I know, in NHL GM mode could a player demand a trade. So that's going to be a lot more interesting if, say, you have a veteran who you're not playing scratched, or maybe you're playing on a fourth line. He demands a trade, and you have to play him. Otherwise, he's going to keep decreasing in value. So you want to get him, you want to get him traded before his value goes to nothing. I like how they have Luongo there for that picture. Also, in Next Gen, you can actually control the AHL team now, set those roster lineups, see how those players are progressing, play those games. So that's, a huge thing that was missing from the next gen GM mode. Obviously, I played some GM mode for NHL and Xbox One for NHL 15. Wasn't a huge fan of it. It was just stripped down to like bare bones. So hopefully we can get a better GM in NHL 16. Next, we have Be a Pro, Shape Your Legacy. So this is not Live the Life like we had in NHL 14, which was also a letdown anyway. We have Be a Pro, Shape Your Legacy. So it actually sounds like a revamped Be a Pro mode from NHL 15. You can now actually simulate between your shifts in NHL 16. That's been confirmed. I'm not sure if it's confirmed on this picture here. And obviously, you start in the CHL, get drafted, move on to NHL and stuff like that. But the big thing is you can sim between your shifts, so it's actually playable. Unlike the NHL 15 Be a Pro. I don't know how I don't know how some of these things were not fixed in NHL 15. I'm glad to see that they're now fixed in NHL 16, but I'm still not blown away. Like, so far, guys, I feel like NHL 16 is the game NHL 15 should have been. So, I feel like they have to do a lot of things perfect. Like, there has to be zero problems with this game. If there's any problems, like if the menus are slow, anything like that, I'm going to be kind of upset. Next, guys, we have Hockey Ultimate Team. Returning obviously NHL 16, the most profitable game mode, and single player seasons are making a return, so that's a good thing. If anyone played HUT in NHL 15 on the Xbox One or PS4, you'll know you had to play online. Being able to play single player seasons is a lot more fun for the casual user if they don't want to get wrecked online, if they don't have a very good team yet. Also, you can see there we finally have Play a Friend back, which means we can finally wager without having to spend literally 30 minutes to sometimes never even finding the guy we want to wager again, so that's awesome to see. Also, there's Stats Central there, there's Play Solo Team of the Week, so all the regular things coming back, and the menu actually looks pretty sharp in my opinion, so that's another good thing to see. And we can see too that they have the 5-star team rating returning, so the rating system will stay the same in Hockey Ultimate Team. Next, guys, we have Visual On Ice Training, which is essentially a upgraded practice mode by the sounds of it. Sounds kind of like a mixture of the practice mode as well as the training, what is it called, like the training thing from FIFA where they have like targets and stuff on the net, stuff like that. That's what's going to be in the Visual On Ice Training. There's going to be targets you can shoot at, there's going to be like certain passing lanes you have to make, so it's pretty cool. It's basically just a better practice mode. It's just something cool, I guess, for players that are learning the game. They can be able to get better, I guess, quicker with this new training. Next, guys, we have complete control from every position. Basically just saying, the game's gonna function better. There's new tools to not only score goals but also prevent them as well. It's just basically saying new gameplay mechanics to make it more authentic. Nothing crazy there. The next thing here, precision skating. It's gonna say you can skate better, etc. So just making skating improvements. NHL 15, I found the skating to be pretty good. Sometimes it was a little weird, so hopefully this makes a lot more sense. It talks about passing lanes, intercepting the puck, things like that. So hopefully just all the skating mechanics are just upgraded, improved, touched up, I guess. The next thing, seamless puck pickups. This is something that should have been addressed in NHL 15 with an update. It never was. At least it sounds like they're going to fix it in NHL 16. That's the players never being able to receive a pass. Like, I don't know if you guys play NHL 15 much. How much you do, guys should say, on Xbox One or PS4. Probably a lot if you're watching this video, but so many times I make a pass up the ice to my player, and it's an easy pass. If it's like somebody that's a 90+ rating, he's a superstar in the NHL, I don't know how he doesn't receive the pass. It pops over his stick or something like that, and it has to do with the puck physics. That's not the puck physics. Those are not authentic at all. Seamless pass, the player's not going to miss that, like 9 times out of 10. In this game, I'd say like 5 out of 10 times he somehow misses it, and sometimes it like results in a turnover to a goal. It's just super frustrating. So hopefully they have this fixed. It sounds like it's going to be fixed, so we'll see what happens there. Like I was saying though, this is something that should have been addressed in the NHL 15 game with an update, so at least it's going to be addressed in NHL 16. Again, I'm still not really impressed. I'm still like, this is stuff that like should have been in NHL 15. So it being NHL 16 just makes me feel like I guess it kind of just shows how bad NHL 15 was. Unrivaled game day authenticity. This is just talking about all the authentic jerseys. You got the arena atmospheres, the most realistic players yet. They're actually improving the graphics even more. Story-driven commentary, crowd noise, etc., etc. Talking about that, you guys can see they actually have distinct team atmospheres now. Right there's a picture of Bailey from the LA Kings, their mascot. Mascots are actually in the game now, which is really cool. You can also see they have authentic things like the Lighthouse from the XL Energy Center in Minnesota. They got specific team celebrations, they got chants. So actually, this is pretty exciting, this is pretty cool. This is just improving their already cool, authentic arenas. Next thing, guys, we have the story-driven commentary from the Doc, as well as Eddie Olczyk and Ray Ferrero. So I'm not sure if there's any like added commentary lines from them or not. I'm thinking they're probably just including this to let us know, you know, they got the new commentators last year. Next, we have the Superstar Authenticity, basically just saying, you know, you'll recognize a superstar when he's out there. PK Subban is going to play like PK Subban, he's going to look like PK Subban. They've got a whole bunch of actually new features in terms of customization, which is really cool to see. NHL 14, I swear the customization from that game was the same as like NHL 08 or NHL 9. NHL 15 didn't really have customization, so now you guys can see you can give a player a unique look. You can give them custom stick tape, colored skate laces, so you know if you're making Ovechkin, you got the yellow laces. Tinted visors, we've had that before, but it's good to see it's making a return. And there's more things. There's going to be a bunch of new like faces to choose from. I know in NHL 14 their faces were not very many, and they weren't that good looking. I've seen some for NHL 16, they look a lot better. I plan on doing like further videos, more in-depth, I guess, in all kinds of different sections, opposed to just, you know, a big covering in the future. Next, guys, you have playoff beards. This is something pretty cool. I've actually heard people suggest this before in the past. I didn't even know if it was like a thing they could do. Turns out it is. So basically, guys, it just says you can now actually add playoff beards to your players. So if you're playing GM mode, as you're going through your playoffs, the players are actually going to grow beards from like the quarterfinals to the Stanley Cup finals, which is very cool to see. Also, if you're making a custom player for EASHL, Be a Pro, etc., you know, you can give them like a full playoff beard, you can give them like a smaller beard and stuff like that. So they're actually trying to add a lot of customization to this game. So that is something that I actually am very impressed by. It just, you know, I wish there was more to see than that in terms of new things. Like, in terms of their new features and all that stuff, it's basically just a lot of things that was left out of NHL 15 that they're now including. So calling them new features is a bit of a stretch, but you know, I'm still excited for this game. It sounds like they're doing a lot of things right, making up for a lot of the lackings they had in NHL 15. And finally, guys, here's a list of the game modes we will see in NHL 16. So, play now, obviously, NHL Moments Live, Be a Pro, Hockey Ultimate Team, Be a GM, EA Sports Hockey League, Season Mode, Online Team Play, Practice Mode, Online Versus, and Playoff Mode. So, a few things that are being left out. Online Shootout Mode, I don't know why they're not bringing it back. It's a fun game to go in and play. Just, you know, try out stupid deeks and stuff like that. I know a lot of people like making shootout montages. For me, it was just a good way. If my connection was being wonky or something like that, I'd go into a shootout mode and test it out. Now, the only real way to do that is like a play now game online, so it kind of sucks. Also, GM Connected not making a return. They basically said not enough people played it, and they didn't think it ran well. I know a lot of people, if you guys ever tried it, the menus were super slow, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't play it. I actually would have liked to play it, you know, a league with a bunch of people. I know I was in one with a bunch of YouTubers in NHL 14, but it's just the menus are so slow, and it's a lot of commitment to go through that league, and it's not very fun if, you know, it takes forever to do things. So hopefully maybe GM Connected could get totally revamped. We'll maybe see that in NHL 17, but there's other games game modes I'm sure that aren't in here, but those are really the only two that I care about that aren't in here. So basically, guys, that's my quick review, my quick thoughts on all the new features and game modes of NHL 16. Like I was saying, I am glad to see that they're, you know, fixing everything that's wrong with NHL 15, but I wish they would have been a little above and beyond, more so than just more customization, playoff beards, stuff like that. I wish we could see like a new game mode or something like that. They're basically just kind of, I feel like NHL 16 is going to be the game that NHL 15 should have been, with better customization and a couple other things. So, you know, maybe there's more to see here. Maybe they're saving, you know, some things, you know, they're not going to tell us. But for now, I'm excited, but I'm not blown away. So anyway, guys, that's this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, make sure you leave a like. If you have any questions, be sure to let me know. I'll be, like I said, guys, I plan on making a bunch of videos going in depth on all kinds of new things, like the new Hockey Ultimate Team, new GM mode, new customization, etc., etc. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Come and get it.